Hello everybody, this is Yemaya Renuka with the Embrace.life. I'm by another riverside today and I wanted to speak about the power of numbing the heart with smoke. And then we'll go into our challenge and sweet medicine for this week's energy. So I started smoking when I was a teenager. A very French thing to do, which doesn't make it a cool thing at all. And I got on and off, several times. I was off completely for about 6 years, and then I was in a relationship with someone that did smoke, like nice little rollies with some sage and good things, and so I started again, and so it's been a lifelong journey. That's about the only addiction that's been a lifelong journey for me, and I'm glad to say that it's completely under control at this point, meaning like I might smoke for a week every 6 months. I'm also a dragon, and that apparently is the medicine of the dragon, the Chinese medicine dragon, and there's no excuse, but it gives me an into other addiction that I can help people with, when I'm working with the trauma to freedom programs. And so I really explored the energy of like, what am I doing? What am I trying to create? And really, to me, smoke is a way to create a veil between our heart's pain and our awareness and our beingness and our feelings. It's also a easy way to create a smoke screen between us and the world. So sometimes when we need more space, more alone space, more reflection time, more meditation time, we can use that ritual of smoking, going outside, being with the elements, even calling on great spirit, which is the Native American way of using tobacco as sacred medicine. So, looking at all this energy, and this week myself, I took back a week-long smoking journey. I'm in the waiting place of losing my matriarch, my grandmother, who is 100 years old, and there is something in the waiting, in not knowing when it's going to come and not being able to be there and assist, that has created some stress in me. And I realized that, and I did not realize that, because of course you expect someone who's 100 to go to the other side, at any moment. But the waiting, of the days, and not being able to support, like my mother that's there with her, it's been creating some stress in me. So I saw myself, going to a store and buying a pack of good American spirit tobacco, and taking a journey with it this week, which ended yesterday. And I'm using a new practice now that I want to share with some of you that might be struggling with this kind of thing. When I first stopped, like years back, 20 years back, I used to replace it with a cup of licorice tea. So I had that tea ritual that each time I wanted to create something that felt soothing to my heart, I would go and get that nice cup of hot licorice tea. What I'm using this time is replacing it by something that feeds me and nourishes me and nurtures me in a good way. So I have my little mantra that goes, okay, if I feel like going toward tobacco, I'm going to choose something either to learn, to clean, or to stretch. And that means to learn, I'm learning a lot of information right now as I'm growing my online business, so I'm going towards something I'm learning. Or I can go towards something to clean. There's always something to clean at home. And then, or something to stretch, so then I go on the yoga mat and do my stretching practices or my strengthening practices. So just wanted to pass those words on and being transparent with you around addiction. And then I'd like to focus on the energies of this coming week. Oh, and by the way, last week was all about receiving the message from our higher guidance, right? And having some weird awakening I don't know how your dream space was this last week, but my dream space was amazing. I mean, it's like I received so much guidance through my allies, and I actually realized that this morning. I was like, oh my God, okay, that's, you know, that's why I've been receiving so many messages through my dream time this past week. So I'm going to pick some cards for the challenge of this coming week. And we got our fierce companion here. You're just seeing the top of the head, but the dog is there by the river. So as a tribe, as a community, the Amaryllis lute in the Kuan Yin Oracle is coming through as the challenge of the week, which is about, actually, that's a beautiful one. It's about victory of a, you know, spiritual stage or level. With buffalo, which is about prayers, abundance, physical reality, and tribal reality. So, you know, and I know there is things going on with Jupiter and Mars and Saturn that might challenge our sense of self-confidence and wealth. And so with those two cards, there is the message that we're just, you know, maybe going through a portal right now that will help us accomplish the victory toward our sense of feeling abundant, feeling that the sacredness of the life that we live is worth it. So, you know, maybe be prepared to be tested around that particular theme of abundance and worthiness. And then the sweet medicine for that will be interesting. Letting go of addiction and also receiving message from our departed. So it's the gates of heaven, which, you know, is our relationship with the other side and the people that are on the other side. But there is also how addictions that come from our family, and the smoking part for me was definitely coming from my father. That's how he chose to let go of this life. That was definitely a conscious suicide attempt. You know, it's interesting. So I inherited that smoking thing from him. So if there's any influences from the departed around you or addiction that you are ready to let go of, it seems like it would be the sweet medicine of this week. And then, that's great. And then Amarillo, with his shell, is this, you know, saying yes, it's time to break the addictions that have been passed on from our ancestral lineage and have strong boundaries with that. Or if you're someone who receive message from the other side, from people that have departed, just make sure that they're the message that you want to hear, and they're, you know, that they're not spirit that are trying to take advantage of your receptivity. You know, so have good boundary, healthy boundary around what you take in and out of receiving message from other dimension. This week would be the sweet medicine for us to make it through to the other side and this next level of victory. Sending you much love from the river. Aloha. Oh, and if you don't yet follow us on Instagram, please do. Yemaya Renuka. We got little bits of love every day for you out there. Yemaya Renuka on Instagram. Aloha.